This program is proudly brought to you by the VAFA Live Official app. With live scores, team stats, player stats and much more. Everything you need for the VAFA in the palm of your hand. Download it from the App Store or Google Play now.
Good evening. We are here at the Xavs College and the game between Melbourne Uni and Xavs. The match ended in favor of Melbourne Uni 36-6. I'm here with the coach of Xavier, Rohina, and the star player Riley. So Rohina, how do you think the game went today? It was pretty tough conditions to play. You must be happy with the effort the girls put despite the final result.
Yeah, it was very tough conditions today. Very wet, very muddy and slippery. I think our girls really fought it out. I was really happy with their endeavour today, and it was quite an even game despite the score. I think it was just those small little execution things that Melbourne Uni just did a little bit better than us. That you know, they just sort of got it at the right time, you know, and could put it through for a score where we just couldn't get on the end of it.
So Liz Carty is back here today this week. She stepped up and played a pretty game against Candice Adams, who's one of the top rocks in the league. So you must be happy with her performance. Yeah,
it was good to have Liz back. She's been out for a little bit, but we lost Amy, who was replacing Liz, who had done a really good job. She broke her hand in the last game. So sort of our bad run with injuries has continued. But yeah, it was certainly good to have Liz back, and she did a good job in the ruck again.
Riley, how did you think your game when you were when you were playing the forward line later in the quarter, and what was the idea behind that or something?
Essentially just get a few kicks towards the goal really in the end. Unfortunately we couldn't get on the scoreboard until last quarter, but I think we did pretty well in the conditions and we matched Melbourne Uni on the contest. So
you were part of the big V squad last week. You had a big win at Adelaide. So how was the experience? Were you able to share some of your experience with the players when you came back?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great experience, amazing opportunity for all the girls of the squad, and I think every single Big V player got something from that experience and took it back to their clubs. Yeah.
So Rohina, now finals is still finals in your condition, or what is your expectation for going ahead to next season?
Oh look, we still want to try and we go in to try and win every game. Whether we can make finals or not, mathematically that is hard now, but we're still going to try and win every game, and we'll give every team, as we do every week, a really tough game, and we'll be aiming to win as many games as we can before the end of the season.
Thanks for that. That's it from me. Over to Dom, who's with Melbourne Uni coach.
Thanks, Ardy. I'm now with the victorious co-coach of Melbourne Uni, Matt Ogilvie. Matt, as we touched on before in the previous interview, those conditions were as bad as I've seen it this season. Probably as bad as round 2 against Marsland, but I thought the girls were able to, well, obviously the game was a contested scrap. You were able to beat them in the coalface and eventually run over the top of old Xavs. But how were you able to prepare the girls for conditions such as today?
Mate, I don't think the conditions were as worse as Marsland, but they weren't great. And obviously, during the week you train in the rain anyway, but it's not as bad as the conditions out there. So we just told them to keep it simple, keep the ball moving forward, try and win those stoppages, just the simple little things that wet weather footy, don't stuff around the ball, all that sort of jazz to keep it moving forward. But like you said, I think our third quarter we really broke it apart. We got those couple of goals on the scoreboard and we were able to put that result sort of beyond doubt in those conditions. But it was just about keeping our work effort up and keeping our work rate up and our pressure tackling. We needed to be in their face all the time. So that's what we pride ourselves on at Melbourne Uni, and I think we did a great team effort with that today.
Yeah, and you touched on the third quarter, how you were able to break the game apart, kicking 3 goals to none. Your regulars were, in the coalface again, Candice Adams in the ruck, Ruby Grounds in the middle. They were all, at the absolute best. But Laura Monday today played her first game of the season, got 24 touches and a record 13 tackles for the game. She absolutely loved the contest today and she performed brilliantly.
Yeah, she was great in and under the ball. I think we started her back, but then we soon moved her into the midfield so she could get in and under and tackle the ball. And she was one of our biggest contenders, just moving that ball forward for us and just getting in and under, getting the ball out, and really well. And I thought Ruby did all right, and I thought some of our other girls contributed really well. Imogen Cunningham was good. I thought Elise Hay was really good, and Leah Calusi off the back line was really that quarterback and that general sort of getting us out of the back line and steering us forward. So I thought while there was a few really good contributors, overall it was a great team effort in really, really bad conditions.
Yeah, well, in the bad conditions and away from home, you're able to grab the points, and I guess we have a quick look forward to next week, a huge clash at home against Kew, the rematch from the draw a couple of weeks ago. How will the girls, well, first of all, get past today's result and then prepare for the huge game next week?
Yeah, look, it's a massive game for us next week. Obviously, we had the draw in the dying minutes last time against Kew, and what we thought is, they're a really, really physical side in and around the stoppages. So we need to really work on that during the week, obviously, and then work on the way we want to play and the way we want to beat them, and strategise about that, and then we'll keep building our momentum forward. For us, it's all about taking those wins, learning from those, and building on it for next week's clash. So we'll do that during the week at training. Yeah,
well, congratulations on the results, and everyone here is looking forward to the contest next week. And thanks, Matt, for your time. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much.
So that's Dom here, wrapping up here at Xavier College. It was Melbourne Union victorious by Old Zavs by 30 points. Thanks for joining us here in Complete Sports Management, and we'll see you here next week.
This has been another Complete Sports Management production.